Right, so here we go. It's another chronicle. We're tackling Project 13 again, and as we're going along, we're finding more and more wrong with the vehicle. And unfortunately, we just stripped the front end and found some terrible welding. It has been in a bit of an accident, a little bit of a front ender. It's bent the fender rails as well, and that's a little bit of an issue. So we've got a couple of parts for it, but those aren't going to fit now properly, and we're going to have to really rethink our whole approach to things. And the more and more we go along and take a look at this, and the more we see, more we're thinking that this is possibly just going to be a fun vehicle. It's just going to be a bit of a proper drift pig at the end of the day, because doing a restore on this is going to be quite arduous. It's going to take a lot of time, and unfortunately time is the issue that we're battling with here. That's why we don't have more regular updates, so sorry about that. But let's take a look at what some of the issues are. Okay, so surprisingly enough, we've got poly bushes in the front end here, but we're going to take a look at some of the buckled and bent pieces here on the chassis. Well, this is one of the fender rails, and it's not looking pretty. Sadly, more of a dog's breakfast here. The front stiffener was actually welded in place. You take a look at how that's bent. All of this was naturally hidden behind the body kits and behind the fenders, and while the paint on that wasn't fantastic, it looked straight enough. So it's only the stuff you really see when you really get into it. Well, here's some more damage on the passenger side. There's the fender rail. Now the option here is, of course, to take a front cut and just blend that onto this. It's not the end of the world. It's largely for the cosmetic side of things. It's not as load bearing and as structure bearing as what one would think. It is past the joins and the gusseting, so this is largely just cosmetic. It is ahead of the front tower, and more often than not this is the end of the vehicle that does actually just get cut off. Slowly but steadily we're de-oranging the engine bay. We still have the CA18 here. Got hold of a coil pack cover. I'm going to be fitting that as soon as I go and collect that, but still thinking of a motor swap. So we're going to hold a little bit of a poll, take a look on SA Drift and go and answer the poll, and let's see what we're going to do in terms of motor. Maybe you guys can have a little bit of a say in what happens with Project 13. Pulled the plumbing off, and what can I say? It is considerably oily. There is a lot of oil in the boost pipes, but we got them off. We'll clean it up, and then we'll start taking a look at the turbo. We'll strip that out as well, and cosmetically we're just going to get rid of some of the orange work and just clean up and polish these pipes. We took the front end stiffener off, and well, yeah, you can just see how skew that is. Well, those that have been following on Instagram would have seen this, but yes, a GP2 Sport style kit. Managed to get that front and rear, and we've got some skirts with it as well. And of course, fitting these now are going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a little arduous because of these bent rails and the bent front end of the vehicle. Now, I didn't show this in the last video, but we managed to source a set of OEM 200SX tail lights, and we fitted those, and all of a sudden things start looking considerably better around the back end, but we're still not out of the woods just yet.